Fat is dangerous, fat is unhealthy, and fat is ugly. Hi, I'm Vishak and I'm the founder of Lean Addict. And in this episode, I want to talk about India's obesity, which is on the rise. Okay, obesity and overweight. So first, when we have a bad lifestyle, we hit the overweight mark and then eventually we hit the obesity mark. Now, the problem is that people are taking a very wrong approach towards this particular aspect. And I'll tell you why. For men, we need to start looking at the fat percentage with optimum fat percentage anywhere from 13 to 15%. I wouldn't necessarily say 15%, but yes, 15%. For women, it is anywhere from 22 to 24%. 25 is good, but anything beyond that, it's just not on a good side. So we are looking at this whole paradigm in a very wrong way. I mean, everybody's searching on the Google saying, how do I lose my weight? How do I lose my belly? How do I lose my belly fat? How do I lose my tummy? How do I lose my, etc., etc. So basically what happens is you're asking the wrong question. You don't want to lose your weight. You don't want to lose your belly. You want to lose your fat. Of course, belly is, filled with fat, but the way that you need to start approaching this is not just about spot reduction, which is your thighs or arms or chest or breast or your back or anything of that sort. Okay, it's not like a spot reduction. It doesn't work out that way. It's applicable for men and for women. And like I mentioned, for men it's about 15%, and for women it's about 25%. So that's the optimum level where body can operate. Anything more, it's considered as an overweight or obese. So for a person who is actually weighing less, that doesn't mean that they're healthy, because the fat content could be more. The fat percentage could be more in that particular person. So if you say anybody is thin, or if you see anybody is not lean but really on a lower scale of their weight, that doesn't mean that they're healthy. Okay, the true reflection of your body will be fat percentage, which is the number one reliable source, and number two is mirror to some extent. Yeah. And number three is the weight scale, but I wouldn't necessarily call that as a reliable source. Weight scale, your BMI, all these things are not a reliable source. So a few years ago, if you just take a look at how our lifestyle was, we were always under someone, right? We was always under kings, we were queens, like we were under Britishers and everybody else. So the food was always under the scarce and we were on the survival mode. But right now, considering all these, everything is going up, the economy is going up, the income level is raised, the standard of living is raised. So basically what happens is when our income is raised, we also have a better accessibility to the food, because the food is getting cheaper. The processed food is actually getting cheaper because there's a lot of revenue in it. So what happens is when you are literally being choked with the food, anywhere you go and anywhere you turn around, there is food, and there is with a lot of discounts. Let me put it this way. There will never be 1+1 for a kg of potatoes, a kg of rice. But at the same time, if you're going for a chips, when you're going for a bucket chicken, if you're going for crap like that, there's always an offer. Combo offer, 50% offer, buy this and get a Coke free, buy that and get a poison free, you buy that and get a cancer free. You know what I mean? Like you buy cancer and then you get a heart attack free. Take it, it's free of cost. And we are taking it. We're just going for it. So there's nothing wrong with it. But the only problem is when you actually end up in a hospital, there's no point in regretting. Oh my God, I should have actually looked back and, I should have actually taken something about it. I should have taken action on it. Unfortunately, that's not the way. But the reason as to why it is being caused is one single factor, which is the new age lifestyle. So this is very much understood. Most of us, especially when we are the corporates, people sit for about 8 to 10 hours. Some people more, but 8 to 10 hours. And of course, you are being bogged down, always being monitored. What time are you going to piss? What time are you going to take a crap? How long are you being away from the desk? How long are you, everything is monitored. You're not a machine. Let me tell you something. You can always get another job, but you will not get another body. Okay, this might offend a lot of people, but let me tell you something. This is not good, because 63% of the Indian corporates are actually going towards the obesity, right? And nobody can save you but yourself. So what I'm really trying to say is, I'm not asking you to take it off. But what I'm really trying to say is, you can at least take a good look at yourself, the way you're living your lifestyle, because 8 to 10 hours of sitting plus you're commuting right now, considering that it's a COVID situation, of course you're not traveling, but if you're traveling, that is about 1 to 2 hours. Okay, and some people even 3 hours or even 4 hours every day. That's only commuting. So 10 hours of work and approximately 2 to 3 hours of traveling plus 8 hours of sleeping. That means more than 85% of your day is gone in just lying down, in just sitting, in just being idle. And the remaining time, what do? Social media, TV, party, drinking, eating crap, and whatever. So if you just step out of your zone and just take a good look at the way that you live your life, I'm sorry to say this, my friend, this is a suicide mission, right? And you know what? When your career is actually peaking, when you really, you know, when you are in the best times, living in the best times with your family, you have the best fun with your family, your career is peaking, your friends, you've got everything. At that point, some things will start hitting you, and it'll hit you not just physically, but on a very psychological level. Okay, and that's health issues. I can prove it to you, because the Hindu and Economic Times has already told that in 2020 and 2019 that we are going up, quickly catching up with the developed countries in terms of obesity, where we are actually known for the undernutrition, malnutrition. See what I'm saying? So it is all about the new age lifestyle. We are literally operating our life like robots. We're not supposed to, right? We're not supposed to do that. We are supposed to explore. We are known for creativity. We are known for producing things, not just about consumption. But we are getting so seduced. We are getting so tempted with the consumption. Everything, whatever is shiny, we want to get it. And then you know what? You want to reverse the damage as quick as possible. You want it overnight. People want six packs in a week, right? And they go for the steroids, and they go for the fat burners, and they go for every any kind of whatever the shortcut it is. Let me tell you something, my friend. This is not good. So it is a damage on top of the damage. Okay, so start looking at the food as a medicine. Don't fill your stomach. I mean, the way that we have been brought up is, we all say that our parents, society is been normalizing on the insane behaviors, which is eating a lot more than you actually need. So this is what is coming up with the new age lifestyle: metropolitan cities, cosmopolitan cities, etc., etc. Like I mentioned, it's all got to do with the employment rate, income rate, better standard of living, and whatnot. So along with this, there is a complement too. It doesn't just end there. The complement is stress. For women, it's double. For men, we have it, but it's kind of more than what we had. So stress is the biggest killer, because your emotions are literally taking a toll in your body. The way your body operates, it's taking a toll. Let me tell you something. If you are supposed to take a decision, and if you have emotions in between that, your decisions will not be straight. There won't be any absolute clarity when you actually want to be decisive in certain situation. Okay, and it's pretty hard for you to cut down on the emotions. But we get frustrated, we get angry, we are so stressed because of the emotions. So when these emotions are taking over, there is a hormone which is called as a cortisol. Okay, it's a stress hormone. So you have the job stress, you have the family stress, you have the pet stress, you have the friend stress, you have the social media, I mean, if you don't have anything, we are looking for stress. You know what I mean? And then that's where the depression is coming in. That's when frustration is coming in. When you don't like what you see in the mirror, then obviously you're stressed. When somebody is getting a vehicle, when you don't have a vehicle, when you wanted to buy a vehicle, when somebody got a vehicle and somebody put the post on the Facebook, when you open that, right, and you saw, oh my God, he's got a bike, he's got a car, I don't have it. You know what I mean? All these are the empty voids that you're actually creating within your life. If you are absolutely happy with nothing, even with your clothes, without your clothes on, now that is the true level of happiness, the ultimate level of happiness. But the moment people start putting void, not intentionally, but you are getting carried away by that, and if you put that void in your system, in your life, and then obviously there is something missing. There is always something missing. And you try to fill that gap, and you try to fill another gap, and always. So happiness, I have posted this, I got this quote from Elon Musk. So happiness equals to reality minus expectation. So it is all about that. So you don't have to get stressed. So stress, of course, we all have stress. If we have problems, we have stress. But technically speaking, we don't have problems. We only have challenges. The only problem that you could possibly face is your health problem. Rest everything else is just challenges. Rest everything else is just obstacles. You would be able to come through that. Okay, you would be able to come through that if you get through that. So it is all about the way you look at your life. But if you're kind of getting stressed with everything and anything that is happening in the world, then I'm sorry, you are in a very, very wrong zone. When somebody's spitting on the road, yes, sometimes you get pissed off. When somebody is not following the rules, yes, it gets into your head. But you should be pretty much vigilant about what is going to matter to you and what doesn't. If you cannot have control over certain things, I think you should just let go of. Right? And for women, you have the family stress, which is pretty much you're taking. I'm not saying in a bad way, but stress is always there. Let's just agree it, right? So you already have that, and on top of that, you have job stress, and on top of that, you guys are running the country. You guys are running army. Women are running the army, so you already have your own set of stress, which is going on. Like you're carrying, you're feeding, you're taking care of the family, and etc., and you're putting yourself in the last. And on top of that, now you've got an additional set of responsibilities, which brings you more stress. So because of these things, what happens is the frustration, the hormonal imbalance, depression, PCOD for women, and some people even may face a thyroid, pregnancy problem, sexual problems. Okay. So I think we need to start looking at this in a more serious level, because time is running out. If you are around the 30 mark, we barely have about 2,500 weekends. I mean, close to 2,000 weekends, and that's all we have. So this is an article which is actually published in NCBI. NCBI is the National Center for Biotechnology Information. They say hospitalization rate in India has increased from 1,661 in 1995 to 3,699 in 2014. We are seeing a steady increase in the patients getting hospitalized. And that could be for a number of reasons. The lifestyle diseases, the lifestyle complications is adding a big contribution to this number. And if you don't want to be a part of that, and if you don't want to be a number in that statistics, what I just mentioned, I think you should start taking care of yourself. If you could connect with this message, please like, comment your thoughts, and of course share. And thank you for watching until the end. Click on the link below, get yourself registered, and I will see you live. Cheers. God bless.